guys, how you doing? It's Henry at Mowers and Blowers. So, I was just getting this ready, tuning it up a little bit before the snow comes, and gonna get ready and bring out all my snow blowers from storage, putting all my lawnmowers into my shed so that I can store those. I've got so many lawnmowers that I might have to stack them up, you know, maybe 3 or 4 high. That'll be kind of interesting, huh? Anyway, so, you know, I do an annual big box store snowblower review of the of that season's snowblower lineup, you know. See what's new, see what's the same, see the new features on certain snowblowers, you know. That's always pretty interesting. I've done it a couple of years in a row over at Home Depot. And honestly, the selection has been pretty much the same. Like my 2019 snowblower review Home Depot lineup has been getting a lot of views, you know. So once it starts getting cold, you know that people want to go and look over at those snowblowers, you know. What I haven't done is I haven't been to Lowe's. I think I've only been to Lowe's like maybe 2 times my whole life. I think the prices are a little bit too high, you know. But I've never actually went to Lowe's to check out their snowblower lineup. You know, what do they have available? Maybe I should go and do a 2020 review on their snowblower lineup for this season. They have different ones. I know that they differ differently from Home Depot. I believe they used to carry Troy Bilt, but they don't anymore. So now Home Depot carries a Troy Bilt. I think they have like Husqvarna's, and I think they have Craftsman now, which is very interesting. You know, as you know, Sears, Craftsman, they went out of business, but Black & Decker bought Black & Decker Stanley. I think that's what it's called. They bought the Craftsman brand, so I think they're continuously making the snowblowers. But I think MTD really makes them though. So I think I'm going to go over to Lowe's and go check out their snowblower lineup. But what might be even more interesting is that while, you know, I'm pretty good with snowblowers, right? One of my buddies, he really knows snowblowers. I mean, he does snowblowers more than anybody that I know, you know, and he reconditions them, and he knows all there is to know about snowblowers. Maybe I'll get him to go with me, huh? Have a little bit more better insight into the snowblower lineup. I'm going to give him a call. Come on. Pick up. Hey, yo, it's Henry.
Hello? Hey, Mom, what's up?
No, it's Henry. I'm not your mom. Anyway, what are you doing?
Oh, sorry, Henry. It's just weird that I never gave you my home number, I think. My mother's the only person that calls me. Only old people use the home phone anymore.
Alright, never mind that. You got time?
No, I mean, I just had a late start today. I just dragged everything out because it's getting cold. I actually want to work inside the garage. Just a little busy. Yeah, I wanted to work on that free John Deere JS63 that I posted on Instagram that I found in the garbage the other day.
You want to do something?
Nah, come on, man. Let's go get some of this money. Let's go to Atlantic City.
No, we're not going to Atlantic City. No, we're not going to Atlantic City. You know, I don't want to gamble all my money away.
No, Atlantic City. You never want to spend any money. When you die, you can't take it with you. Yeah, okay, I mean, we could do a snowblower demo at my house. I think I have anything and everything here. But no, let's do it. Yeah, we can go to Home Depot, even though I prefer Lowe's.
Alright, I'll pick you up in like half an hour. Okay, bye.
Alright, man, sounds good. I'll see you in a half hour. Later. Jesus, man. You know what? I like Henry. He is retired. So he gets to do this stuff all day long. And me, I have to keep America running and do the same exact thing in a little bit less of a time frame. But yeah, let me go put all this stuff away, and I'll see Henry in about a half hour. I gotta go.
Now I've got a sidekick. I can go to Home Depot and do the video. Huh? Hey everybody! It's Henry at Mowers and Blowers.
It's Jason from Pattay's Performance.
We're over here today to do a snowblower review at Lowe's.
Their 2020 lineup.
Alright, so right here outside. We got a bunch just sitting outside right here. We're in a Comac Lowe's, store 3159er. And with Jason, he is my snowblower expert. He knows all, our goal today is to find out a little bit more information on the electronic fuel injected snowblowers. Because last year I did a little bit on it, but I really wasn't very sure about what I was looking at, you know what I mean? But these are Craftsman's. Jason, didn't you tell me something about how Craftsman just started getting into this then, and Troy Bilt used to be here?
So Troy Bilt used to be Lowe's exclusive, but then as Sears is unfortunately changing and decreasing in size, the Craftsman line is going to be carried on. And Lowe's decided to take on Craftsman, so therefore they're starting to phase out and push out Troy Bilt and some of the Cobalt hand tools.
So where is Troy Bilt going?
So Troy Bilt now is at Home Depot. But if you think about it, as you look at snowblowers, Craftsman isn't made by Craftsman, Troy Bilt isn't made by Troy Bilt, MTD yard machines, they're all made by MTD. And you're going to see a lot of similarities between the snowblowers as we go through from store to store.
And I believe that isn't Craftsman now owned by Black & Decker Stanley?
Yeah, that's the hand tool line.
Right. Oh, I
as
see.
As far as their power equipment, MTD makes it for them.
So look at this Craftsman.
Yeah, so this is the biggest that they make. You can see how they have this lined up. 30, 28, 26, should be 24.
Oh, you know what? Then let's start with the weenie ones then.
So obviously with your 24-inch snowblower, right? You're going to either get a 179cc or 208cc engine. 179cc translates to between 5 and 6 horsepower, and the 208cc is around maybe 6.5, 7, possibly 8. But no matter what, you're going to be getting a PowerMore engine, which is an overseas Chinese-made engine.
That's their only option is the PowerMore. They don't have a Longson or an LCT.
No, so LCT is actually Tecumseh. Tecumseh went out of business
2005.
2005, okay? And then what happens is a company bought the rights to Tecumseh, but they didn't sell their patents for the engineering design. So all they got was the name. So it was a big botcha, and that's why there is no Tecumseh products being used. LCT is Tecumseh in a modernized form, but produced overseas now. And you'll see LCT on an Ariens.
As you all know, Tecumseh, most of you guys have snowblowers that probably have a Tecumseh engine on it, right?
Yes.
And most likely, you have a Snow King engine, right?
Yeah, so Snow King is the Tecumseh engine, but if you look at that design, they had the Snow King engine on a lot of other power equipment. The Snow King engine actually has a metal sleeved block, so it was just a better design. You could actually rebuild it if you had a detrimental failure. Though, if the Tecumsehs do run low on oil just a little bit, the rods like to go through the block, so that kind of nullifies that press sleeve in anyway.
I'm surprised that LCT hasn't used the Snow King name for their engines, you know? Unless I've heard somewhere that they did, but either way.
I haven't seen it, but anyway.
So this is a PowerMore engine, as Jason stated,
Yeah, so let's just see.
and it's made by Zongshen.
Yep, so this is your 208cc 24 engine.
So this is $699. You know,
Tax. You're looking at over $800.
honestly, bro, that's
That's a lot of money.
you think? I don't know. I think for $699 for brand new, it's not bad.
Okay, so typical with all these snowblowers, you're gonna get your serrated auger. So that's gonna chop through your thick and heavy wet snow. You're gonna get that throughout the entire, series. You have your Carlisle extra track V-groove tires, which are really, really nice. You can fit snow chains in there.
You know, not all of them have the serrated edges. I mean, no. I mean, the older ones didn't have them.
Some have them, some don't.
Yeah.
You see, I think the Craftsmans that you had,
Yeah.
that you got from that buy, all those were smooth.
Yeah. So the serrated edges is new.
And you
Now,
can see on the lower end models, you do not get grease fittings on the augers.
right? Oh, yes, that's right.
Nothing on the axles either.
And look, you guys have talked about modifications to the impeller, right? Well, if you look over here, right? Usually some snowblowers, they make the impeller blades so close to this wall, right? That you're not going to need the modification. But if Jason and I will tell you right now, I mean, Jason, I see like...
Yeah, you're definitely going to need it.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I see like more than half an inch of space between the blade and the wall.
Come with this shovel. Because there's going to be the thick and heavy wet snow is going to be built up, and you got to unjam it.
I've taken some criticism from some commenters. I call this a shovel. And those guys were like, man, that guy doesn't know what he's talking about. That's called a snow removal tool. And I'm like,
okay, clean out tool.
it's a shovel, man. Anyway, so if
Use it to dig out.
Jason, you've done the modification to the impellers before?
Yep, absolutely.
Tell everybody how easy or how hard it is to do.
So on these snowblowers, if you check out my YouTube channel, Pattay's Performance, it's fairly easy on these machines. 7/16, 1, 2, 3, 4. You pull out this housing, and you have access to your impeller right there, and you could do it right then and there on the spot in less than 10 minutes if you take your time.
Okay, so how do you adhere the rubber part to it? Do you drill holes with self-tapping?
So there's a couple of ways to do it. I use self-tapping screws. I don't believe in drilling holes and nut and bolting it in. I use my snowblowers on a commercial atmosphere, about 3 years, 4 years strong, and self-tapping screws, and I haven't worn out the impellers yet.
And what would you say that the final product of the modification is? Way better? 100 times better?
It's a life-changing, it's a machine-changing experience. You can increase your snow throw distance, and your machine will not clog up.
Awesome.
That snow throw tool will now become an accessory.
No problems at all. No
problems
cloggage,
at all.
even with the most heaviest slush.
Nope. So the only thing that you're going to be limited to is your engine, right? So I run a custom Ariens 1128, and that thing is absolutely unstoppable. Once you get to a smaller engine, you're just going to have to start listening to it. The machine starts bogging down, you either drop it into a lower gear or you start taking smaller bites until you get where you're at. I mean, if I also did a demo video, a live action video of me running around with the 208cc 24 Ariens Snowtech, which is very compatible to this, and it kicked butt. It was absolutely amazing. These machines, whether you choose to get an Ariens or any other snowblower, 208cc 24 is a very formidable foe with a modified impeller. No matter what snowblower you choose to buy, it beats shoveling snow.
For sure. These all have automatic electric starts.
Yep.
They're all made in China.
Yep.
This PowerMore engine made by Zhongshen. Actually, I have a video out that shows you how to clean the carb, and it's getting a lot of views because a lot of people don't have any experience dismantling the assembly to get to the carburetor. And I tell you, it is
the season. It's getting cold.
It is tough. You know what I'm
my
saying?
Videos are getting hits too. You know, and yours, everybody who does snowblower videos, you're going to be getting hits.
So these three here are identical.
Yep,
$6.99.
Yep, they're all 20824.
Here we're going up in to $8.99. What's the difference here? It's got a headlight. Looks like it's a. Would you say that's a regular halogen bulb or an analog bulb?
That's just a regular bulb.
Yeah, a regular bulb that you use for your lawn tractor, right?
So now for an extra $200, right? You're getting a headlight. You're getting your snow throw chute. I call these a snow glow chute because it's short and stubby.
Look at
throw snow all over.
Look at the difference.
This is going to be more articulated, and then once you modify the impeller, it's almost like a rifle. Like I was just doing a video. This is like a musket from the Civil War, and this is like your sniper rifle. You know.
And look at the wheels, Jason. Yep. They're a little bit bigger.
They're a little bit bigger, but you're still sticking with your Carlisle X-Track tires. Okay, but here's the funny part. This is a 26-inch machine. You're still getting your 208cc engine.
Same engine as the 699.
Yes.
That's a good point. That's a good point. And on the bottom, it's still the same.
Still the same.
The serrated engines, right?
Yep. And then you have your joystick. No joystick.
Yeah, we'll go around. We'll go to the back and go check the back out. We're just doing the front here. So these are all 26s for $8.99. So all right, it looks like we've got a $9.99 here. Let's look at the difference here. The headlight looks a little different, right? Is it still the two? Oh no!
You get the bigger engine.
All right, so you're getting 28 inches as opposed to 26 inches. Instead of 203, right?
208.
208, you're getting 243. So it's a slightly bigger engine block, right?
The
bigger bore. Everything else looks about the same. The chute looks like the same height as that one.
So now with the chute assembly on this, you get full control. You'll never have to leave the cab. You'll never have to leave behind the chute to adjust height. Everything can be done here. See these cables? This will control your chute, and then you have your crank to turn it left and right. Still have the serrated auger.
And man, look at the clearance between the impeller and the auger wall.
Yeah, they're all
still
gonna be like that.
more than half an inch, you know?
Yep, they're all gonna be.
All right, let's go to the back now. And Jason, if you will, let's show everybody the controls. Show everybody how to do the controls. And oh wow, look at this. Bro, this one has a joystick.
So this is like almost like the creme de la creme. This is your 30-inch snowblower with your 357cc engine. That's very common throughout the Cub Cadet, Troy Bilt, Craftsman series. Joystick chute control. So instead of there being a crank here, use this here. This is not battery powered. There's a stator in the engine that powers the light, the heated hand grips, and your joystick as well.
Dude, you know a lot about the latest model. What, did you come here yesterday or something? To do a study on it prior to?
You do a lot of lawn tractors. My main focus is lawn mowers and snowballs.
And that's why you're here.
And I do a lot of repowering and restyling, a lot of upgrades, and it's really, really cool.
Yeah.
So the focus on my channel is if you want to buy a brand new machine, by all means go for it. There's nothing wrong with that. The purpose of my channel is maybe to improve your brand new machine. But if you don't have the money, you don't want to spend a lot of money, because here in New York, we don't get a lot of snow. Just when it snows, it sucks. So then you get the opportunity to buy a really nice $1,000 machine for $200. It may need a little bit of work, and that's the focus of my channel, how to take a good machine and make it even better.
So heated grips.
Heated grips, power steering.
Power steering. So how does the power steering work?
So power steering works is that the wheels are pivoted, and you hold this trigger and it locks one wheel. And that's where you're turning, right? So it's a really, really cool feature. What happens is, it's the triggers to cables, and there's a big unified shaft in there, and there's two little, it's not clutches, but it's like a gear with a lock. A very, very simple, uncomplicated, easy to fix, easy to maintain system compared to some of the higher tier engines as far as it comes to that. You also have your built-in shear pin holders, right? You blow out a shear pin, you got ones right then and there.
heated grips, power steering. This is the usual auger control over here, right?
Now let's see if this thing has an auger lock, right? Auger lock is you can use one-hand operation. So let's see. Yep, this has auger lock. See that? One hand to operate the chute, and the other hand, which is stupid because it's on this side, to control the snow. It should be on the other side.
This is exactly why we do these videos. I pointed out a lousy crank handle on the left-hand side while the handle was on the other side for the same assembly, you know, so it was a terrible engineering design.
Unless you want to do here, oh, you know what, then you use your thumb. Right? You know, there you go. You use your thumb.
So a joystick is forward and back for the pivot of for the height of the snow to be thrown, right?
Yep.
Then left and right for the directional.
Actually, that's not a bad design. Thumb control. I take it back.
Yeah, I mean, look, that is really cool, you know?
Yes,
and for you to mention that this is actually powered by electricity makes 100% sense, because I'm like, well, how the hell does that work,
Yeah,
you know?
no battery here.
So this is the transmission shift, right? You've got 2 reverse. What does that say? Is that F1?
So very typical fashion of any snowblower: 8-speed transmission, 6-speed forward, 2 reverse. And through no matter what engine we get, you're going to get your choke, your primer, your throttle speed, and your on-off key.
Have the option to pull start. There is the drain plug for if you guys are going to change your Earl, right? As you can see, it's one straight reservoir with a bolt on there, and all you have to do is turn it 10 millimeter counterclockwise, take the bolt out, and then you could pivot that, but really it's on the very bottom base of the engine block, so all the Earl that's going to be in there, it would only take maybe a slight, you know, pivot or angle down for it to drip completely out.
And then we were talking about Tecumsehs, right? Sometimes when you change the oil, this whole tube comes out, and you have to put a set of vice grips.
Yeah, vice grips or channel locks to hold it there so you don't turn that shaft along with it.
The newer engines are slotted. I don't know if you could see that. You could feel it. You could put a wrench on there.
Jason, I was just saying to everybody about why don't the manufacturers just make some type of long thing that comes out just as such, right? With an easy on and off valve that allows you to just drain the Earl easily, you know?
So I'm a union heavy-duty diesel mechanic by trade, and what he's talking about is called the Famoda valve. Now, sometimes...
How do you spell that, Jason?
I'm college educated, but...
Say it again. Famoda?
Famoda or flow motor valve?
Famoda.
So what happens is it's almost like a peacock, right? But if you hit that peacock...
Did you just say 2 dirty words in one? Pea and cock?
If you hit that peacock and all your oil goes, where goes your engine?
Oh, that's true.
That's Dunsky.
Yeah.
So what happens they do now is, though they're still out there, you can still buy them. They have like a sucker plug.
A sucker plug?
Yeah, where it's like a fitting, and then you hook up another hose and you suck the oil out instead. That we're talking about different
I don't
types
know.
of machinery.
That sounds kind of messy to me, though, isn't it?
It's actually really clean.
All right, so look. That was a very good review of our Craftsman's.
And then here we go. Let's just talking about the chute crank. See here, left to right, and then here is up and down. And then compared to your lower end machines, your cheapest option, right? Everything is all done. Your hand crank here. There's no joystick, and you have to reach over and adjust and tighten that.
That sucks. All right, so look. We just looked through the Craftsman lineup out here. Obviously, they're pushing it because they have it outside for everybody to see when they walk in here, right? Yep. We haven't seen any EFI engines yet.
Let's see if they have them inside.
Let's go inside.
Those you don't usually keep outside.
Now we're inside. Ooh, not as great of a selection as I anticipated, Jason. I was hoping to see more selection other than the Craftsman's, but looks like it's just Craftsman's and Ariens.
Let's see if they have the EFI one.
All right. Since we already went through the Craftsman's, all we have to do now is just tell you about the Ariens. Now, Jason's a real... You think he knows about snowblowers? He knows about Ariens more than any other snowblower.
So, my wife and I, we work and we'll do any snowblower because, like I said, shoveling isn't fun, but we bleed orange. Pattay's the former.
He totally knows tons about it.
And our collection and what we do for the brand is recognized by Ariens, hence why we have this gear. They sent it to us.
Ariens plug.
Yes. So what happens is I sell used secondhand equipment, just like Henry. And I'll sell anything, but I really promote the Ariens brand. And the story behind that is a guy came for a snowblower, and we were talking, and I had an Ariens and I had a couple other ones, and I told him, listen, you got to get an Ariens. He ended up buying the Ariens, loved it, and contacted Ariens and said, there's a kid in the garage really doing great things with your machines. And that's how I have a haphazard relationship with Ariens. But
now,
nonetheless...
let me interject for 1 second here. So, while we've both been doing YouTube videos for a bit of time,
longer than me.
I've had some criticism about the way us folks over here on the East Coast pronounce Ariens. I've always said Ariens, as Jason does, because that's how we say it here in New York.
That's our accent.
But if you go over to Wisconsin or Chicago,
Wisconsin is
they say Ariens. So, I mean, don't yell at us because we're on the East Coast. We've got this freaking accent. You got a problem with it?
So now, Ariens is still, when Ariens had Tecumseh, they were truly made in the USA. But since the engine went overseas, right, the LCT engines, which is what you're getting here, right, it's made in the USA, but global parts.
I've pointed that out to many people as they purposely put a sticker there saying made in the USA. However, that's not entirely true.
Because of the engine.
Because this engine is a
LCT, which is the Tecumseh, the newer version of the Tecumseh.
So there's going to be some argument that the people that make LCT engines is an American company. However, what a lot of people don't really know is that LCT actually has 3 or 4 offices. 2 main headquarters is a manufacturer in Beijing, and I believe in Shanghai, right? And then they have a U.S. office in, I forget, South Carolina. It's one of the Carolinas. They have an office there for the appearance that LCT is indeed an American company. But if you really think about the 4 locations they have, I believe they might even have one in, I don't know, the Arabic countries or something like that, I'm not sure. But the manufacture of these engines is entirely in China. Parts, manufacture, and all that. It's only an administrative office that's in the United States, which I think that's the whole point, is that they have a little office with a couple of guys there watching TV so that they can say this is American made. But this engine is a Chinese engine with the rights from Tecumseh, right? Maybe some design and engineering improvements, but all this stuff here, the engine itself, including the starter. The starter may not be made by LCT, by another company, but this engine itself is not made in the USA.
But the body, frame, all this is all USA right here.
Yeah.
All made in Wisconsin.
Yeah. Don't let the manufacturers fool you with their labeling and placarding, right? Do your own research. The engine is a Chinese engine.
Look what you get with an Ariens. All metal chute, and you can tell the thickness in this machine is a lot thicker than what you get on those engines, on the Craftsman and Troy Bilt and Cub Cadet. What you see, it's over time. It's very popular that inside the bows of the chute, they start to bend in because they're so weak and fragile. Now, for some of my commercial customers who have those machines, sometimes they ask me to reinforce, and I build a square box to reinforce it to stop it from bowing in, because it eventually starts to hit the augers, and that's a bad day. In Ariens, you're going to really have to whack something to get those to bend down.
All right, let's start with the Ariens, and let's go to the most basic, cheap stuff. Oh, looky here. We didn't go through the single-stage Craftsman. That's very interesting.
So let's get this one here. This is your classic 24.
Well, you don't want to start with the Craftsman. Let's start with the Craftsman single-stage. Let's whip that out. The cheapest one.
Like I said, anything beach shoveling snow. This one has electric start. Here's your key. Your choke is below here. These are very common. You have to see a 21-inch cutting pad and a 208cc engine. That's really cool. Because remember, the previous years, they used to have 123cc. This is a really nice improvement.
So that's a paddle design, right? Jason, why don't you tell everybody, for people who don't know the difference between a single stage and a dual stage, tell them why it's called single, why it's called dual.
So this is a single stage. There's only one set of impellers or paddles, and that's it. Now, what people like about single stages is it's great for light snow, and it takes you down to the pavement compared to a 2-stage. You can't really take it down to the pavement.
Now, will people ask you, what about power propel? It's the same premise, but some help you, almost assist you pulling it forward.
Like I said, remember that this will take it down to the street per se, or to the gravel, the pavement. It uses the paddles to propel the machine. So what happens is, your paddles are worn, once you can't move the machine no more on its own, you need to replace them. They do make aftermarket paddles, but the quality isn't as great. You're going to go through them a lot faster compared to OEM paddles.
And that's a manual shoot. You just turn it with your hands?
Yep, turn it with my hands, shoot here and there.
Up and down directional. See, you guys got to actually use this little lip here to move it. Either you're blowing it down, because you don't want to sometimes blow it on your neighbor's area, you know.
Yep.
If you're doing the sides and stuff, you don't want to blow it onto their adjacent driveway. So what you do is you point it down, right? And so it hits the ground more before it propels up all the way into their property. So that's what's
with the machine like this, right? When you do snow removal per se, you don't want to wait for the snow to stack 20 feet high. You're going to have to monitor the storm and go out as you go along.
Chip a little bit at a time.
Yes, yes. As it gets a couple inches, go out, run it real quick, go back in, wait a couple hours, or however the snow is coming down, to go back at it again. Do not wait for the snow to get. You're going to be having a really hard day.
Yeah, or like in a nor'easter where you get like 3 feet. Hey, will that snowblower handle 3 feet?
Yep.
Not one of these, they won't.
And then once the snow gets wet, this thing is almost useless.
Yes, yes. We've been getting, the past few snowstorms we've got here on the East Coast has all been very heavy, slushy, wet snow. The single stage ones, I mean, there's no way they can handle it. Even some dual stage ones won't handle it. Yeah.
Let's talk about this classic 24.
You know, Jason, can you tell me about the snow techs that are made by Ariens?
So
because I've had a few of those.
let's talk about Ariens in general. Ariens sold its first snow throw in 1961. So they have well over 60 years of technology when you buy an Ariens snowblower. In 2018, they're the first company to release EFI onto a snowblower.
Ooh.
So you still see a lot of those traits, and you still see a lot of those in the design. You still get the iconic orange paint, you still get the nice thick auger, you still get the serrated augers, you got really nice grease fittings. That's how you could tell between a lower quality machine and a high-end machine. This thing is fully serviceable.
Now, why do you think that Craftsman didn't have the grease fittings?
So, and there are some models of Craftsman that do, depending on the year that they were made. But it all just comes down to cost efficiency. Now, the reason why you want to have grease fittings in your augers, you have to think down the line as far as repair-wise, right? There's a brass gear inside here. God forbid if that breaks, this whole machine has to come apart. But if you keep greasing those fittings, these augers will slide right out compared to being rusted and frozen in.
Yeah, now look at the difference. Look at the difference in the impeller. It's a lot closer. I mean, it's still a little bit of a gap, but you know what? The gap is closed. It's almost like half an inch difference between that. And if you also look at the impeller blades, it's like a scoop. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's scooped, almost like the tortillas.
Yeah. So as much as I love Ariens, no matter what, this machine will clog up over time, and you will still need to modify the impeller. I don't think they have any Toros here, but Toro has the patent of where they have the technology of where the machine will never clog up.
What?
That's the way it is. Yep, they have the patent on
They're
it.
not going to guarantee that it can't clog
No, it
up.
doesn't. No, it does not clog up.
What are you, crazy? You're talking about the Toro Power...
Yeah, the PowerMaxes,
They don't clog up?
they do not clog up.
You know, actually, my next door neighbor has a Power...
Yep. So you see the
And,
Toros that
and
have
he
the
was going
plastic-
through that slush like nothing.
Yeah, so you ever see on Toros, they have like a plastic...
Yes, the black part.
Yep. That's guaranteed. Now they guarantee that for life, which is good. The previous years they didn't.
That's
And
incredible.
that little technology over there, that's what stops it from clogging up. You can go on YouTube and you can see guys really stress testing those machines, and they just refuse to clog up.
Wow. That's a really good plug for Toro PowerMax.
Yes. So now we never talked about skid shoes. Very traditional for Ariens. This has been 20 years in design. Dual wear. So this side wears out, you flip it. Okay? Compared to the Craftsman over there, those actually have poly skid shoes, non-abrasive, so they won't scratch or mess up anything.
Isn't that better?
A little bit better, but don't remember, these machines don't take anything down to the driveway, per se. So you're not really roughing up.
I've seen those shoes on the Cub Cadets. They're blue, you know.
Yep,
And
they're made of plastic as well.
so the Cub Cadets, the MTD line, Troy Bilt, Cub Cadet, all that stuff is probably over at Home Depot now,
Yeah.
huh?
And then if you see on those machines, those wheels are bolted in, which is fine. Compared to an Ariens, they're sleeved in.
Where you can remove them pretty easily.
Yep. So traditionally on snow blowers, right, if you want a dual-wheel drive or single-wheel drive, you pull out that pin and you put it in a different hole, and it unlocks the wheel.
So look, let's look at this thing again. What was the price on this? Let's take a look. Man, it must be free because there's no price tag, Jason. Oh, there it is. You know what? It's $3.99.
Okay. Like I said, nothing beats shoveling snow. And $3.99 versus $6.99 was for the cheapest.
What would you do if you had a budget of, let's say, actually that's a terrible question. If you had $6.99, you'd get the dual stage, right?
I'd go out and get something secondhand and get something better.
Maybe buy one from Mowers and Blowers or Pattay's Performance.
Anybody.
Yeah.
The cheaper the better.
$3.99 for the single stage, fellas. Has electric start. This is the Classic 24, so the horsepower is equivalent to about 5, you think?
Yeah, so this is a 2.8cc engine, and Ariens has it measured in foot-pounds, so 9.5 foot-pounds of torque, and this thing's an absolute animal.
Is it really?
Yes. So on my channel, you guys will see me actually using the SnowTech version of this.
Yes, I was just going to mention the SnowTech ones.
So what you get with SnowTech compared to Ariens is you're still getting, not the quality, but you're still getting a little bit of the technology. You're going to get the iconic, chute gears. You're going to have the chute that's going to be made out of plastic, right? But you're still going to get grease fittings in the augers, okay? And no lights there, no lights.
No lights! Preposterous!
You're going to get auger lock. Like I said, it's a great machine. Everything is the this string here, this whole setup, 20 years old at least. It's still being used today.
Yep, and I don't have any actually my Monster one has something like this. It's pretty cool.
This should be more like the Craftsman we have, outside.
Alright, so look, this is a 24 Classic, right? Mm-hmm. It's about 5 horsepower, you're saying? And this is $7.99.
You get a little bit more of a machine out of it. And this one here, because this one doesn't have auto turn, this is the one where you can pivot the wheels to go either dual-wheel drive or single-wheel drive. But technically, this is a really small machine. You don't need to do single-wheel drive. The only way single-wheel drive comes into effect, see here they have it set up, single-wheel drive. You see how it's moving? Like a pivot? It means it's only single-wheel drive. Once you put that pin in another place, both wheels will lock in, and it's a little bit harder to turn. But don't forget now, if you have one wheel pivoting, you only have one wheel spinning when you engage the gears. So you kind of lose that.
If you had super heavy snow, you don't want just one wheel turning. You want both.
You're going to have to fight the machine to keep it.
It's tough to turn when you got both moving.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, let's go to the next one. Or why don't you tell us about the features here?
Yeah. So LCT fashion, choke, primer, and there is no throttle. Choke, auto. You know what I mean? You move the choke and it automatically controls the throttle body. Your 2 keys, and you get your built-in inline fuel shutoff valve compared to the LCT engines where you do not get that.
Gotcha.
And you actually get to control the throttle speed. No light on this one.
So that's $7.99. Okay. Honestly, if I was going to spend $7.99, I probably wouldn't get any of these. But look, that's $8.99 for that Craftsman. If that's an upgrade in width clearance, right, which is 26. It's like two inches more, and it's got a 208, or is that the the 208? Well, this engine is
208cc.
Yeah, so it's the same.
A little bit more.
I don't know if that's worth $100 extra, So it's tough. You guys have to make up your mind. But look, Ariens is a better brand. So this one here is $9.99. Is that 223 cc's? Mm-hmm. Also 24 wide clearing path. So the clearing path is pretty important, but what about the height of the auger? You notice some that are also 24 in width, but if the height is much more higher, people have the perception that you're going to be able to clear 2 feet of snow because it's 2 feet high. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But you'd have to go really slow though, otherwise it's going to get clogged.
Really slow, and then depending on how high you want to go, you actually want to have drift cutters. Now all these machines have provisions for drift cutters. So it makes you cut a taller path without it falling in front of you. And if you notice on Ariens, they have holes for weight kits. And my custom 1128s, I have weight kits on my machine because the engine is oversized for the machine. So when I hit snow, the machine always wants to tilt backwards. It's not a well-balanced machine. So you put weight on the front, and you keep it balanced, and you keep the front end down.
What you were saying just before about the drift things?
Drift cutters.
Those are the 2 antlers that stick up like that, and that tells you where the curb is, and it kind of...
The drift cutters are for basically when you take on a higher snow pile. So if you don't have drift cutters, right, and you take on a higher snow pile, the natural thing to do is that the snow is going to fall behind you, so you can't have to go back. Drift cutters are going to help you cut a clear, perfect path, and in theory, the snow is not supposed to fall. Back to the drift cutter technology.
And it's really just, you know, two metal bars that act like blades that basically slice through the snow and prevent it from falling.
You can make them on your own, or you can buy ones from the manufacturer. Very simple, very simple.
And they all have holes that accommodate that option,
even
right?
on the MTDs and Craftsman. This one actually has the auto turn. So these wheels are fixed. You can't unlock them and unlock them. And it's just, it senses your handle.
Really?
See how it pivots? It's in the handle.
No kidding.
And then once you hit the drive,
both wheels will still turn?
Yeah, and they'll still learn. And you can feel it. See how it hesitates? That's the clutch locking and unlocking.
So $9.99, is that a good deal for this, bro?
It's an Ariens, you know me. I'm very partial.
If you weren't into snowblowers, you would buy one of these for $9.99?
If you get a lot of snow, get an Ariens.
I mean, this is a decent sized blower too, for $9.99.
28. Yep, they're deluxe 28. They're still up to their platinum and pro models.
Oh,
These
look.
are still beautiful machines.
Jason, so look here. Last year, I was criticized for saying that this bulb is, you can see that there's one halogen bulb, but I also see that there's four what appears to look like LED bulbs. So people were yelling at me on my comments saying that, yes, Henry, that is one halogen bulb, but those four little things are not LEDs. And I says, oh yeah? Then what is it? Jason, tell me what it is.
No, I've never known that. I've never paid attention. I would have to say.
Why would they put that there if they're not LEDs? It looks like LEDs.
Probably helps them reflect light. Don't forget, this is a tinted blue, and it'll help project light better.
I agree.
Compared to the clear halogen bulb.
And it looks cool.
Like you drove, I remember seeing blue tinted lights on BMWs.
Yes, that's true too. So it's just the one bulb halogen bulb. There's no LEDs in them. It's just faux. F-A-U X-ray. So the Deluxe 28. How much is that? Let's look. Oh, so that's only $200 more than the Deluxe 24. I don't know. $200 is quite a bit too, you know.
Oh, here's their Deluxe 30.
But there's no difference in the CC though. They're both 254 between the Deluxe 24 and the Deluxe 28. You're only talking about a difference of 4 inches width. That's going to cost you $200 more. I don't know if that's worth it to me. Even though it appears to be a bigger machine. Hey, I guess 4 inches really makes a difference, huh?
Some people have really long driveways, or they want to go out and use their machine to make money. The bigger the machine, the more snow you can clear. The next one you're on to make more money.
Orale!
This is the Deluxe 30.
Oh, Deluxe 30, ooh.
And this is really the 306cc engine.
That's $14.99 for the 30.
It's still not the professional series, and what someone broke.
But honestly, this is a better value than the 28 Deluxe because you're taking a jump of the engine CCs, the size of the engine. It's going from 254, right?
Puts out 15 pounds torque.
To 306. So that's a significant amount. That's almost 50 cc's extra in engine capacity. So, you know, is that $500 worth it? You know, is 50 cc and 6 inches width worth $500? You guys have to make that type of determination of what you need.
Look at these ergonomic grips. See how cool they feel compared to like my old Ariens. They're like a plastic bowl. These feel so much better.
Do they really?
Like a sports car.
Oh, here's that damn thing that I was talking about last year, man. Okay, so look, here's the drive on the left hand. I'm a righty, okay? This is the auger engagement, okay? So I'm blowing and blowing, right? And then now I gotta reach forward.
Too.
I do.
So this should have a overlock, right? You blow in the machine. You guys see that? That's final look. It should be on the other end.
That's exactly what I was saying, is that since I'm a righty, right, now I gotta bend over and use my non-dominant hand to turn the chute directionally left and right. But they have it on the left-hand side because it's just the way the chute is. The chute is more left than right, so they put that there. So honestly, I don't think this is a good idea, you know? And And Ariens definitely did not watch my video last year because it's still here for the 2020 season, you know?
Well, don't forget, in 2018, Ariens celebrated their 4 million snow throw, so they're doing something right.
Well, and their prices are, you know, they're competitive, you know?
Top tier for
yeah,
a top
exactly.
tier
So they definitely know what they're doing. I'm a little disappointed that we didn't get to see the Ariens Rapid Track.
Oh yeah, that's dealer only.
That's a good machine, man, and I've seen that everywhere. And I thought maybe we might be able to see some more models like Husqvarna and.
Maybe it's in another section, but let's. Talk,
you think they'll have another
If
section?
you want to talk about that dealer and big box stores, right?
Yeah, there you
There's
go.
a myth that you get different quality machines. That's incorrect. That's false. If you buy the same exact snowblower at Home Depot or Lowe's, you get the same exact snowblower you buy at a dealer. But where the manufacturer comes in and he'll reserve the right that only say, hey, listen, you know, the small engine shops, the dealers, they're going to sell the deluxe and platinum line, and then the lower end, the big box stores get to sell a certain part of the line. That's how they kind of split up. You're still getting the same machine. Don't believe that myth either. Snowblower-wise. Snowblower.
So Jason and I decided we're going to walk over to Walmart, right, and get a couple of my lawnmower batteries, right? And as usual, you guys have seen me do this. You come over here. I mean, I walked around like 5 departments, right? There's not one Walmart employee anywhere to be found. This is the Walmart store over here in Comac. And there's just no employees anywhere to be found. Just people here standing online. And, you know, we've got stuff to be, we want to pay for the stuff. And they're not here. Nobody's here to help us.
We're back at Home Depot.
And what a fiasco at Walmart. You know what I'm saying?
We're in pursuit of an EFI engine.
Because we didn't get to talk about the electronic fuel injection, I remember me seeing it on a Cub Cadet 3X last year. So that's why on the way home, we're going to stop by Home Depot. We're going to go check out some EFI snowblowers.
Oh. And then,
All right, here we are at the Home Depot lineup now.
so
Wow.
Another deluxe 30. Okay, so this one here has the heated hand grip. The other one that was missing.
$14.99 for this.
Your built-in shear pin holders up top in the assembly.
Why is it different, bro?
What do you mean as far as?
Well, the Deluxe 30, did they have the shear pin bolts like that there too?
we
Oh,
did
I
mention
see.
it. Then you look at the gear case. Let's talk about the gear case. So it's still all the same, but now the newer Ariens, this is reinforced.
Wait, yeah.
Really hit the snow.
I mentioned something about the triangular bracket here for better stability.
Yep, better stability when you're hitting that. You see that? No play. No play. And here we go. Here's the Toro PowerMax.
Oh, wow.
Right, so remember, this is what we're talking about. This is the patent that Toro has. This piece right here is why a Toro will never clog up with snow.
Have you ever looked into it as to what's in there that makes it not clog?
So what I'm thinking is that, you know, you get clogged up with heavy, wet, slushy snow, right? So where is that heavy, wet, slushy snow gonna go? It's gonna stay compacted in here. And what I'm thinking, after a while, the snow can't go anymore, and it keeps constant pressure on the augers. So it can't clog up. Because it's almost like an extra hardened, like there's nowhere for the snow to go anymore.
Well, bro, look. If you just look at the impeller itself, it's a completely different design.
Yeah, well, the impeller bars are enforced.
That's what I'm saying.
Because remember, this won't clog up, so they have to make sure that these impellers don't bend. Because if you go on YouTube, you're going to watch a couple of videos. There are people here that really stress these machines out to try and get Toro not to clog. You need to clog up. Oh,
I can see how that is.
and then here we go. Look, here's our Ariens SnowTech 24.
Well, wait. If you look at the impeller, it is very close to the wall. See that? I mean, there's like 2 millimeter, you know?
No, you still got a gap. Oh, actually,
It's very close, though. It's
That is
closer.
very close.
It's closer than any that we've seen today, you know?
let's look at the SnowTech right here. I could stick my finger in a little bit. This one you can't. So it's a tighter.
Yeah, so that's
clearance, too.
yes, so that's what it is, and also this design here. So wait, you know, patents expire eventually, but nobody's allowed to, like, for instance, Wright Standers. Wright Standers had that patent for a while, but then it ran out. So now you see Exmark and Toro and
Really? I
they
thought
all
you could
make
renew-
John Deere. They make the standard type that looks identical to the Wright Standard.
I thought you could renew patents, and once. That's it.
Yep. So you'll see in a few years when this patent runs out, people will be using this style chute delivery.
Now look at this. Look at this good shoes. Same as the Ariens.
Right.
Identical.
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 Your cheaper line of Ariens, but look, you're still getting your grease fittings.
You got that triangular bracket as well?
Not the triangle bracket, but you have the
No
plate on top.
triangular bracket.
And then you look at the skid shoes; they're a little bit wider, but they're still dual wear. Still provisions for drift cutters. This one you could do 2-wheel drive or single-wheel drive. Like I said, check out my YouTube channel. You're going to see me using this machine in action. A very great machine. Full tube control. See here. So if you get a snow cab, right? These machines are great for a snow cab because you don't have to. Once you get the machine running, you never have to step out in front of the machine, especially if you modify the impeller. Nothing. You have your gears, your chute. Why else do you need to get out of the machine?
Now, Jason,
To get out of the snow cab.
Jason, you said you just had a video about this thing.
Yep. So at Pattay's Performance, check me out on YouTube. You're going to see me do a build on this. So if you buy this second hand, I can show you how to get it back and running like it should. And I also have an action video of me using this in the snow. And it really kicks some serious butt.
So, guys, that's at Pattay's Performance right here. So here's a couple of Toro single stagers, right? Damn, $5.99 for this one.
Yep.
Yeah, we've got some Snow Commanders, guys. If you guys need some
just
really
sold that.
good ones,
I just sold that.
it's $4.49 for this one. That's a lot for that little one, right? $5.99 for this single stage. $6.49 for the SnowTech. $8.99 for the PowerMax. $8.99 is a pretty good deal for this PowerMax. Look at the joystick control here.
Yeah, this is very, very Troy Bilt. You can see this round ball. Very nice. This one's been poorly assembled. This should have overlock too, which it does.
That joystick thing is very cool.
Yep. Very nice engine, 252 cc's. Very nice machine.
Hey, so is that a Powermore or a LCT? Looks like a Powermore,
Yeah, it's
right?
Powermore. Very nice machine. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And remember, guys, so that it's LCT for the Ariens, Powermore for the Toros, and the Craftsman. So here we are on the other side. This is the Cub Cadet 3X. I want to say this one was the EFI one.
This one is the EFI.
It is, right?
Yep.
It is?
So, no, it's not.
It's not?
So, don't get upset. This 3-time snowblower is a gimmick.
Yes.
If you ever look at this, if you ever look online, a 2-stage will always outperform a 3-stage snowblower. And if this was such a patented and proven design, how come your top tier brands, Ariens, Honda, Yamaha, Toro, how come they don't have a 3-stage design?
Exactly. So, guys, if you take a look at the differences between the 2X and the 3X, right? 2X being a 2-stage is your auger blades that spiral inward, that drag the snow in. What it does is it drags it in so that the middle impeller can blow it out, right? Your second stage is that impeller. The first stage is the auger corkscrew, right? That draws it in. The third stage is, look what they've done here. So instead of the 4 auger blades on the 2-stage, you have 2 augers that are pointed in the same direction, but then the other 2 are moved 90 degrees to point forward, see? So their thought processes is to corkscrew the snow to the middle as the 2 side ones are doing, and then in addition, the 2 in the middle now turned the other direction is drawing snow in to the impeller. So honestly, you're going to be pushing the snowblower. The snowblower is going to be propelled forward anyway. This is a gimmick, as Jason says.
So
it's
this
really
reminds
not
me of,
necessary.
Like growing up, my father had Lionel trains. There's a train that does snow blowing, and it almost looks like this per se. But in reality, in a homeowner type feel, it's just a gimmick. You're basically going head on into the snow. It's going to try and chew it out.
I agree.
It's a gimmick. It's a gimmick.
If you really want to say what a true 3-stage would be, you would have another impeller at the chute area that prevents it from clogging.
Well, if you've seen 3 stages, right? The old ones, the drift breaker, the Jaries, they actually have another set of augers up top.
I've seen
And
those.
I will get one of those once I get more storage space. Those
And
are
they
awesome
move. That
machines.
thing on top moves.
They're chain driven. It's great. They don't make them anymore. I don't know why. Maybe safety reasons. Who knows? But beautiful machines. Definitely dinosaurs of the past. They have their own cult following. Now, we were talking about how certain brands aren't made by themselves. Look at these 3 snowblowers. You got Cub Cadet and you got Troy Bilt, and compared to the Craftsman. Look at the difference. Same, look at this. Same, just getting a different paint scheme and a little bit more features here. These are LEDs, okay? And you get power steering. But you're still getting your shoot controls all up top, heated hand grips. They look the same engine. They're all PowerMax engines. So you're just paying a little bit more for a different paint scheme and heated hand grips, power steering.
This is the 357 engine, which is a decent size.
But then remember at the Craftsman 30-inch, you had the same exact thing too.
Yeah.
And that was what, $1,000? This one you're paying
$13.99.
You're just paying for stickers and paint. That's it.
This one over here is $9.99. It's 26 wide. This is the 2-stage with the electric start.
So you can get a 30-inch at the Craftsman for the same price.
But that is a 243cc compared to the 357 over here.
357cc is very common for a 30-inch machine.
As you guys know, Cub Cadet and Troy Bilt are all made by MTD.
Yep. Same thing. Look, these all look the same to the Craftsman. If you want to go back to the video and compare them, identical.
It looks identical.
So the Powersmart is a new player in the game for the past couple of years. I stay away from them.
They're Gina.
Yeah, 110% parts for these are pain in the you-know-what to get. So stay clear from them. They're very, very problematic because they're a lower-end machine, and to repair them too as well is problematic due to parts.
The reason why I say Gina, guys, is this is a completely Chinese-made product. Not knocking the Chinese. I'm Chinese myself. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm. So you still have your polymer skid shoes, right? Nope. Identical to the Craftsman.
You know, my neighbor across the street from me, he bought a brand new Troy Bilt last year, 24. But you know what he had, man? He had those big plastic wheels.
Okay.
I mean, it looks badass.
So if you look at, those are supposed to be like run flats, but if you look at the older snowblowers, like Toros, like if you go on my channel, I did a restyle and restoration on a Toro 3521. It was a solid wheel, just like they have now. And I guess they're trying to bring that back. But we don't have that here now. I guess they discontinued that model in that period.
So this Powersmart, like I said, all Chinese. It's cheap. $5.99.
And you get a bigger engine, so that's about 6.5, 7 horsepower.
Yeah, 212cc. That's the same size as my Harbor Freight Tools one.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And then a 24-inch. You still got your full shoot control.
Hey, is Powersmart engines PowerMax engines?
Yes.
They are, right? Which means, isn't the Harbor Freight Tools engine similar to a PowerMax engine?
Yeah, Harbor Freight's on their own, though. Harbor Freight it's either a copy of a Honda.
It is a copy of a Honda, for sure.
Or a Kohler, depending on what line you're looking at.
If you guys saw my recent video on a engine swap between a Harbor Freight Predator and a Honda GX 160, I mean, honestly, they look identical, you know. And you know what? Jason has done a ton of videos on engine swaps with Predators, right?
Yes,
what's your opinion about the Predator engines?
Love them.
See, there's a lot of people who say they're trash and they're junk, but honestly, there's a lot of people who say they love them.
They make 2 versions, Hemi and non-Hemi. So the Hemi has a flat style valve cover, and it puts out more power at the same RPM as the non-Hemi style.
Now, tell them exactly what Hemi means. It's hemispherical piston, right?
Yeah, so basically the way the spark plug and the valve layout is inside the engine. And it's just the way it's designed, a little bit higher RPM, a little bit more power. Definitely recommend it. And that's all you care about when you're blowing snow or go-karting.
And it's the same price.
Same price.
But then there's a way for you to tell if it's a Hemi or not.
Yeah, so you can see the model numbers.
Do you care to tell people this?
I think, no, the model number. I think it's like a 64043. But if you look at the boxes, the box, the picture in the box is the engine inside. So look for the flat, it's like an off gray valve cover compared to the shiny hexagon.
Gotcha.
That's the non-Hemi.
So you got it? The non-Hemi is the chrome shiny valve cover. The matted, more silvery thingamajig, flat rectangle valve cover is the Hemi. And he says you should get the Hemi.
Yes.
So anyway, let's just look at the prices real quick before I run out of battery. 3X is $1,400. The 2X is $9.99. Man, that's a big difference, man.
Well, you
That's
get the 3-stage, the bigger engine.
Yeah, but it's not really 3-stage though. It's a gimmick, remember? So I wouldn't pay the $300 just to get that.
That's
you know,
what we're here to sucker you in. 900.
900's pretty good, but it is a. Oh, that's a 26. That's not bad at all. So that's 26 clearing path, right? This one over here is a 2410.
This is a 243cc engine.
243 on the 26.
This is a 208.
This is a 208 for the 24, and this is $629. Yeah. Actually, I think my friend bought it for $699 last year, the 524, and it had the plastic 12-inch airless tire. It looks really cool. And he used it last year. He had some trouble with the slush, but we had a lot of slushy snowstorms last year.
Modify the impeller, you won't have a problem.
Yeah. So that's $629. This, like I said, the Powersmart is $599. And honestly, I have a negative opinion about electric stuff. I won't ever use. I don't even really pick up an electric lawnmower on the side of the street, right? Electric snowblowers. I mean, I have a friend who has an Ego lawnmower, and I was walking my dog Boba the other day, and he was mowing, and I said, hey, can I try that? He goes, yeah, do my whole lawn. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to do your whole lawn, but I will try it. To me, fellas, it's junk, okay? It's like getting your fan in your house and putting it horizontal and try to mow your lawn with it. It's a joke, okay? I don't know why people spend $300, $400, $650 on electric unit, man. There's nothing better than beats gas. What's your opinion of electric, man?
Battery tools are up and coming, and they're here. They've improved drastically. If you guys should follow my channel, I run the Cobalt 40 volt series.
Follow my channel right here.
Pattay's Performance. So Cobalt 40 volt, weed whacker, chainsaw, pole saw, articulating head trim. I got a lot of their tools, phenomenal. But because I care about my grass, I'm still using a gas powered lawnmower, snowblower, and a backpack blower. But it's definitely up and coming. If you have a nice postage size, stamp, yard, definitely look into battery power. Because don't forget, the more tools you buy, the more batteries you get. So you don't have to worry about battery power. You keep the battery charged, you're going. It's not going to leave you stranded.
Yeah, but the amount of power, I just feel like it's just substandard,
Just cutting grass.
It's just my opinion, though, guys. You guys can go out and buy your own power equipment. You can use electricity or you can use the gas ones, but I've tried them and I don't like them. I mean, they are up and coming, as Jason said, but I think they still have a lot of work to do when it comes to snowblowers and lawnmowers. The power is just not there. But if you're very green, as I am, I've got solar panels and all that stuff. But when it comes to snowblowers, lawnmowers, and power equipment, I like good old-fashioned gasoline, But anyway, so that's been my review today. But wait a minute. Jason just told me that there's more stuff. We gotta go see more stuff.
Is Poulon.
Ooh, you see Poulon?
Poulon.
Ooh, look at the... All right, this is another video, fellas, but not this year, next spring. But this is the same lineup that I had in my other lawnmower, except for this Troy Bilt. I gotta tell you, fellas, I really like this red paint job. I think I commented on this the last time I was here doing lawn tractors. That's sharp. How much is this thing? I just gotta know. That's not bad. I mean, not that I would ever buy a brand new lawn tractor, but I think we should get Jason into some lawn tractors. I know he doesn't have much room or real estate to be mowing with a rider, but he'll have so much more fun doing it, though.
I run a modified Toro Time Master.
This is the first time I'm seeing a gas log splitter here. I've always wanted a log splitter because I've got a lot of wood and I burn a lot of wood. Look at that. 999 Champion Power 27-ton log splitter. Pretty cool. I wonder if you need to get this thing registered to drive it on the street. All right, here we are at another area of the store, and we have what I'm a little confused, as I think Jason and I are both scratching our heads. I've never heard of PowerCare before. Have you heard of PowerCare? See, from far away, right? We thought this was Poulon, but it's not a Poulon. This is a PowerCare. He says it has the LCT engine. It's got serrated blades, right? It's got your snow removal tool. It's got, a steel chute.
Look at this, very similar to Ariens. Look, that's Ariens style.
Wait, just the way that it's shaped.
Yep, by that. pull out wheels, engage, send it into a cup holder. How do you need a cup holder for blowing?
Oh, come on. You need to, no, your hot chocolate. No, you got to put your hot
cold.
chocolate in there,
Keep
man.
your beer cold. Because this is your power for the light, right here.
I got to admit, I do like a cup holder. But look, that recoil starter looks just like Tecumseh. That makes a lot of sense because this is this is an LCT engine, you know, with Tecumseh patents. So that looks a lot like a Tecumseh recoil starter.
Parts will be...
That's the first time I've actually noticed that it actually does look like a Tecumseh recoil starter.
This is kind of like a replica of Toro.
Well, this is the speed selection. Click your power button. Oh, you got light switch here. It's cool. And this red one is
Another Powersmart.
Powersmart.
The bigger engine. These are the ones that are a pain in the ass to get parts for.
But you say bigger engine, but you know what, man? This is also $5.99, just like the other one. Just like the other Powersmart.
The other one was $2. This is very Toro-ish. Just feels cheap. No, thank you.
You would figure the Chinese would try to steal Toro PowerMax's patented non-clogging apparatus. Feels cheap, huh?
Very cheap.
Yeah, so
No, thank you.
me and Jason would not recommend purchasing any Powersmart or PowerCare products because these are substandard parts, and most of these are made in China. Almost 100% of these components are made in China. Even though most of the engines that we reviewed today are made in China, they're all made in China, every one of them. Yeah.
It's funny, this looks so much similar.
Anyway, so today we visited Lowe's, we visited Home Depot, we checked out their 2019 to 2020 winter season big box store retail snowblower lineup, and we found some great things, you know. This is the first time we've ever seen a PowerCare. The Powersmart is 100% from China. We saw the Ariens, we saw the Cub Cadets, we told you all about the features that they all have, what's gimmicky, what isn't gimmicky. So, in a nutshell, Jason, what was the best machine you saw today? And you're going to say Ariens, of course,
Even
right?
though we didn't talk about EFI, do you want to talk about it in the car?
Well, wait, the EFI, was that on the Cub Cadet?
No, there was no EFI. We didn't see any EFI machines.
Last year I was here doing a review, and I saw the Cub Cadet. It had the EFI, electronic fuel injected Cub Cadet. I don't see it anymore, so that's really weird why I don't see it. Maybe it's not out yet, it's too early. I'm not sure. But if I do find one like that, I will go over there and I'll drag Jason with me and we'll go check it out. But for now, this has been my review. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. And remember to follow Jason over at
Pattay's Performance.
Pattay's Performance on YouTube. And I'll see you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers. Hey guys, support my channel. Buy a sticker. Also follow me on Instagram at Mowers Blowers. Check out my website, mowersblowers.com. See you guys on my next project. Have a great day. See you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers.